Higher. I was always a fan of having an easy way to spin up scaffold Rails applications with a single command. For people like me who test out every week a new idea, getting rid of all the manual work related to the repeatable configuration can mean a lot. It's even more useful if your company has service-oriented architecture and new projects are being added in a regular manner. In the Rails ecosystem, there are plenty of solutions for doing it. One example is Rails Composer gem that allows you to easily spin up Rails applications from a collection of different recipes. In this episode, I'll show you how we can easily spin up Hanami applications in a similar manner. There is no manual coding required, just a simple command in the terminal, and you have a fully working Hanami application with the persistence and view layer preconfigured. If you're asking yourself, why this is useful if Hanami 2.0 also has a view and persistence components in place, ready to use, then here is my explanation. Hanami 2.0 officially comes from ROM for persistence and hanami-view for view and templating engines. However, nothing stops you from getting rid of those components and replace them with something else, or extend if needed. For the view layer, there are plenty of great solutions out there. For example, hanami-view, Trailblazer cells, flex, view component. Depending on the need and context, you may need different solutions for your app, and Hanami does not stop you from doing it. However, even if you'll come with one view engine, there are multiple templating languages you could set as your go-to in your project, like HAML, Slim, ERB, Liquid, and others. This already brings different configuration possibilities and arrangements, but we won't stop here. On top of this, you may be thinking on the way your templates communicate with the server and thus setting up the JavaScript front-end framework or Ajax integrations like React, Vue, Svelte, HTMX. Doesn't this look scary? Now let's assume you'd like to replace your default ROM integration with raw SQL or disable persistence completely. Do you want to go with adjusting it over and over in your side projects or tons of new clients if you are developing applications for small clients? What about other integrations like replacing RSpec with a different test framework or integrations for CI or deployment? All that can be scripted out, and the good news is that Ruby community already started making those predefined solutions. I recently found that Brock Kuhlman, the author of Alchemist.io, came up with a new gem named Hanamismith that allows you to quickly spin up a complete preconfigured Hanami application. At the moment, it comes with the HTMX integration. It's a great response to Rails Hotwire, and I am very much excited about this integration and the possibilities it brings. I hope that with enough interest, different options and integrations will be added to Hanamismith soon, so we can all play with different configuration sets to find our favorite ones. Let me try it out very quickly. First, I need to install the Hanamismith gem in order to use executable commands it provides. Having this, I can spin my new project with some useful options. I'll add no Git flag because I'll already have a single Git repository for all my Hanami Mastery episodes. Then I'll append the GitHub flag to add some GitHub templates and GitHub CI for the GitHub Actions configuration. After hitting enter, my application is built. We may get into the project folder and check out what had been created. You can see here that we have a standard Hanami 2 application created, but with some additional features. First of all, I have the GitHub folder added with a simple CI configuration setup, the issue and pull request templates included. This may need a little adjustment, especially in my case when I don't have it stored in the root of my repository, but it's already a huge time saver for me. Then in the providers folder you can find the persistence provider with a complete ROM integration in place. If I'll run my project now, it will crash because I don't have my Postgres database created yet. Let me edit and check out what happens. It crashed again because it cannot write to the TMP directory. I think I just need to create it via the mkdir command. Now everything seems to work fine. Visiting my browser at localhost on port 2300 will show me the landing page. Let's check out how the view rendering is done here. Visiting gem file will show us that hanami-view is configured together with ERP, and in the slices we have a pre-generated slice named main with the homepage endpoint configured. When I open the show template of my homepage and update the content inside, I should see my updates after refreshing the page without the need to restart the server. You may already see that some basic styles had been applied to the document, but if we'll check the layout, you will see that it's just an inline CSS defined within the HTML head. What is interesting though is the HTMX integration, which allows you to add HTML components with extra abilities, like sending AJAX requests and replacing only parts of the document when the request is completed. Let me show it to you. By adding div wrapper with a button inside, I can define some HTMX properties now to manipulate the button behavior. I will set it to send the post request on click, and when a successful response will be received, we are going to replace the parent div content using the incoming response body as a new div content. Now, when I click it, my button will send an AJAX request to the server. Nothing else happens because I don't have this route defined yet. Thanks to the new generators though, adding it is extremely simple. I am going to add a new action named subscribe within the main slice. I will use a simplified URL and set the HTTP method to post. Then, in the newly created action, let's replace a default response body with a nice notification message and check out the browser again. Yay! It works! With this, you may add add real functionality to your app. Unfortunately, that's all I have for you today. Hanamismith is a great start, and I would love this gem to evolve. If you also want it to become better, feel free to contribute by adding additional features and configuration options. I hope you've enjoyed this episode. If you like this video, hit a thumbs up, and if you want to see more content in this fashion, subscribe to my YouTube channel and hit the notification bell. You can also subscribe to the newsletter and follow me on Twitter. I want to especially thank my recent sponsors, Maxim Gorin, Proudly.com, Aquila Siemane, and all the Hanami Mastery Pro subscribers for supporting this project. I really appreciate it. And if you think what we do is useful, check out our GitHub sponsors page or join Hanami Mastery Pro for an access to more learning resources and our private Discord server. This way, you can help us build this initiative and other ideas around to bring Ruby knowledge to the wider audience.